Hey everyone, this is Tristan back with another video, and in this video I'm reviewing the iFi xDSD portable headphone amplifier and DAC. This is from their X series, and what they kind of build this as being able to do is play full DSD in a portable setup. It can also play rendered MQA, so after you do the first unfold of MQA it can play that, and it can also play high res as well. So this is most of the stuff that it comes with. It actually comes with a bit more, but I did want to kind of show you, a lot of the stuff that it comes with. This is the box that it comes in, and for specs and everything, please check their website. I will post it in the description field. Also, you can check the description field for pricing and availability as well. But yeah, this can play full DSD as well as high-res audio, and it can do it portably. It comes with full assemblage of cables, a little pouch as well. Even the little rubber bands if you want to attach it to a digital audio player or a smartphone. And then this is the unit itself here. So let's go ahead and take a look at this little device. This is it here, and as you can see, it fits really nicely in the palm of your hand. It's quite light as well, so easy to take with you. And on the bottom you'll notice that it has pre-installed little feet. So that's not going to, like, if you put it up against something or whatever, or on a table or something, it's not going to, scratch. You can check the website for the specs, but at 50 ohms, the headphone output will output about 270 milliwatts. So, not a whopping amount of power, but certainly enough power for most headphones. Now, let's start with the back panel, and I'll show you the different ports and stuff. Here we have an optical in. It's a 3.5 millimeter optical in. In the box, they also include an adapter for that as well. This right here is the USB input right here. Now, one thing about this is it does have a micro USB, but that's not an input. That's just to charge the internal batteries. It has a 6 to 8 hour battery life once fully charged. So you cannot actually pass signal through that jack right there. That's just to charge it. When you want to hook this up, digitally to your audio player, you do need to use this full-size USB input right there. Now, this has a cutout for the Apple to Lightning USB adapter, which fits perfectly nice in there. I don't actually have that. I have the one that's bigger, as you can see here, that enables you to charge your iPhone while you're using it. So if I want to plug my iPhone into this, what I have to use is this cable that iFi includes. Now, you can probably get a shorter one on places like Amazon or whatever, but you can see that this just plugs in like this. And then what'll happen is the other end of this will plug into my iPhone to Lightning adapter like that, and then I'm good to go. So I'm set up portably if I use this cable here. So that's how I would, connect it. You can also connect it to a laptop or even a desktop using adapters that iFi includes with the unit. So here's an adapter for that. So that'll go in like that, and then as you can see here, your desktop USB A to B type cable can plug right into there, and then you can use this with your laptop or your desktop computer. So that works also. About it. Going around to the front, here we have the headphone output. This is a 3.5 millimeter jack. They say that it is compatible with balanced headphones, so if you have a balanced headphones that use a 3.5 millimeter jack, technically it should be balanced. However, I'm not very familiar with headphones that are balanced that have a 3.5 millimeter jack, so I'm not exactly sure how that works. I guess there probably are jacks for headphones that are 3.5 millimeter balanced, but I think that's kind of rare. Here we've got some indicators here for the input. This can also do Bluetooth wireless as well. So if it's set for that, that'll show right there. I believe if you have it set up for Bluetooth wireless connection via the aptX protocol, the input light will be blinking blue instead of green. Green signifies that I have it currently set up to be a wired connection. And then above that is a little kilohertz LED, which will tell you like the bit rate of the file that it's currently playing. Right here is the power button as well as the volume control. So to turn it on and off, you kind of hold it down for a few seconds right there in the middle, and then that'll power it on and off. The middle LED will also change color. So if you're playing something and then you move the volume up and down, the color will change, kind of like the Chord products, to let you know how loud it is. So you can just look at it, you can tell how loud it's set. So that's something that's really nice. This also has an X bass and a 3D plus setup as well, which I believe is kind of like a crossfeed. And that's this button right here. So if you press, you can see right there, the X bass LED is lit up. So if I press it, then the 3D plus is lit up. If I press it again, both of them are on. Press it again, both of them are off. So it's nice that it has a X bass setup as well as the 3D plus expansion sort of filters, so they can kind of tailor the sound a little bit. One of the things about this that I really like is that it has burr-brown DAC chips, and the burr-brown DAC chips are better DAC chips than most normally used in portable headphone DACs and amps. I certainly prefer the burr-brown DAC chips over something like the ESS Sabre DAC chips. I think basically the three best DAC chips are burr-brown, Wolfson, and basically anything by Cord. So that's really a plus for this unit, and the burr-brown DAC chips do help it, I think, sound a lot better than it would without those. So certainly a selling point with this. As mentioned, this can play full DSD 512. It can also play MQA after the MQA is sort of decoded, and it can play full high-res audio as well, and even sports the little high-res audio badge right here. Now let's talk a little bit about how the xDSD sounds. And I know people are going to ask, how does it compare to the Cord Mojo? Because I have reviewed the Cord Mojo in the past. First, let me briefly just talk about build quality between the two. The Cord Mojo certainly has a higher build quality. The case on the Cord Mojo just feels sturdier. But it's also a more expensive device, so probably some of that is to be expected. I also, after using this for a few days, you can kind of see, hopefully in this video, maybe it might be hard to see, but see how sort of fingerprinty it looks, and just the reflective surface of this really attracts a lot of fingerprints and just oils from your hands and stuff. So that's kind of one thing that I don't like about this. But in terms of how it sounds, the burr-brown DACs really do this device good, because it sounds almost as good as the Cord Mojo for a lesser price point, which I was actually pretty impressed with. The sound is very engaging. It's you would expect a small little portable headphone amp like this to sound sort of thin and bright, but the burr-brown DACs, I think, really help that a lot and kind of warm up the sound. It's got almost like a tube-like sound. Not quite as warm and engaging as the Cord Mojo, but almost. It's pretty close in terms of sound signature. This also has the added benefit of having the X-Bass bass boost, which is subtle but does work for headphones that need a little bit more bass. And then it also has the 3D plus feature as well, which is kind of like a crossfeed. And both of those filters are kind of analog filters as well. I like the crossfeed. I think that's a nice feature to use. Neither the bass boost or the crossfeed seem to affect the sound detrimentally to my ears at all. Certainly with them off, it's probably more of a pure sound signature, however. I tried this with several different headphones, the Sony MDR Z1Rs, the AudioQuest Nighthawks, as well as some IEM headphones that have the Show Z Zeros. And it really sounded good on all of them. It was able to drive all those headphones without a problem. I think the xDSD puts out a little bit less power than the Cord Mojo, however. But with the headphones that I own, I didn't have any problem driving them at all. And it could certainly get quite loud, and even at loud volumes, I didn't really hear any distortion or anything like that. I don't think you'll have much problem driving most headphones with this, except probably the hardest to drive headphones out there, such as maybe something like the Odyssey LCD 4s or something like that. Perhaps Sennheiser HD800s, although iFi says that this can drive hard to drive headphones as well, in their on their website. Throughout the sound spectrum, it sounds pretty euphonic and sounds really good, I have to say. The bass and the treble sound really good. Again, not too harsh, not too thin, just a really nice sound. One thing is on the mids and the vocals, they sound a little bit thinner or a little bit more breathy on this when I do a comparison with the xDSD and do a direct listen on the Cord Mojo. That's one difference I heard. But again, it's really close. So, this is like a $400 device. I think the Cord Mojo retails for over $600 or something. So It's pretty impressive that this sounds, that close to something that's at a higher price point. Also note that I did play some high-res MQA files through this using the Rune app, which is connected to my Mac. So it kind of streams from the Mac and then broadcasts over Wi-Fi to the Rune app on my iPhone. And yeah, it held up really well. It sounded really, really good. So yeah, if you're into playing high-res portably or like DSD or MQA files, and you want something that's in a pretty small pocketable package, this is a pretty good device for the price. Let's get on with the rest of my video. The build quality on this does feel a little cheapy. It feels sort of plasticky, although apparently it's actually aluminum. But it does tend to feel a little bit plasticky. The metal part here can kind of fingerprint, although they do wipe off easy. But if you handle it a lot, you will start to see fingerprints. The volume control feels a little bit cheapy and plasticky as well. I think that could have been done a little bit better. But for $400, I think this little portable headphone amplifier and DAC offers quite a lot. It does sound quite involving and musical. It's certainly not harsh or anything like that. And again, the burr-brown DACs in this do sound really sweet and definitely help this device quite a bit. I'd like to thank iFi for sending me out this xDSD unit for review purposes. So this has been my look at the iFi X series xDSD portable headphone amplifier and DAC. Nice little unit for about $400. For more specs, definitely check the link in the description field so you can check out all the full specs of this device and to learn more about all that it can do, and also for pricing and availability. And as always, for any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them. Thanks for watching, and see you in my next video.